Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, students reminded to act accordingly in schools. Staff at quarantine facilities following strict rules. And alleged arsonist fit for trial, says judge.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Prime Minister Morenge Bainimarama says he is aware that switching back into school mode after so many months at home will be hard for students. He says while the rules at school may be different from the rules at home, students must act accordingly. Speaking to the students of Queen Victoria School in Tailevu, Bainimarama reminded them that many students around the world wish they could be in their shoes. The Prime Minister says children in coronavirus-ravaged countries are at home. They can't see their friends and go to classes. He adds that because Fiji made the right move to the right step to stop COVID-19, our schools can safely reopen.
If you find yourself behind, work hard to get back up to speed. And if you see one of your classmates struggling, be patient with them and help them make up any lost ground.
The Ministry of Health is working closely with the tourism operators to ensure all staff serving at the government-mandated quarantine facilities follow protocols and avoid direct contact with the guests. These workers are closely monitored by health inspectors and have been advised to always practice social distancing, hand hygiene and other measures to prevent the spread of the virus. Those who are serving at various quarantine facilities have been well trained on the procedures they need to follow in their line of duty.
We have health inspectors that actually stay on, and they actually sit, has a look and make sure that we are following all that. We also make sure that, simple things, for example, operational issues like these are green zones, these are amber zones, these are red zones, don't go zones, so they completely understand what they need to do.
So one particular hotel, they've decided, no, all the staff that are looking after the cases, they stay in the hotel. They will not leave. That group, they just say they stay for 14 days, and then when a new lot come in, these go away, and then they bring in a new lot.
A 33-year-old man alleged to have set a house on fire in Landau and Asinu last month is fit to take plea and stand trial. Pranil Alvin Singh, who is charged with 1 count of arson and 2 counts of attempted murder, was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation on his first High Court appearance. It is alleged that on June 5th, Singh intentionally started a fire in his flat at Lumi Road in Nandawa in an attempt to harm himself and his children. He was at home with his 2 children, aged 10 and 1.5 years, when the fire broke out. Singh's psychiatric evaluation was read out in court today. The High Court judge said according to the report, Singh was aware of his actions. The matter has been adjourned to July 27th for a plea. The Kava industry suffered over $1 million damage during Tropical Cyclone Winston in 2016, but the industry stakeholders were lucky as exports have picked up. $30 million worth of kava was exported last year. Pacific Horticultural Agricultural Market Excess Plus Program National Export Market Systems Facilitator Nabi Tuibuniwai says the niche product in Fiji has emerged in international market as demand for bioorganics and herbal remedies increase. Tuibuniwai says Fijians going back to farming due to COVID-19 might have a positive effect on the industry.
People leaving their jobs, going back into their farms in the village to plant kava. So the next few years will be interesting in terms of the number of people that are involved in the industry.
Construction on the Sai Prema Foundation's $25 million specialist children's heart hospital in Nasese Suva is expected to be completed in a month. Director Sumit Tapu says work could have been completed earlier if it wasn't for COVID-19. Tapu says they are awaiting the arrival of medical equipment and experts to carry out installation. The Children's Heart Hospital will not bill patients. Tapu adds the hospital will cater for Fijian children and those across the region who suffer from congenital heart disease.
The need for this hospital is so great because there are so many children who are born with congenital heart disease in Fiji and the Pacific, and so many of the children unfortunately die because there are no pediatric cardiac services available in Fiji and the Pacific.
The Fiji Performing Rights Association has called for the enactment of the Traditional Knowledge and Expressions of Culture Bill. This was part of their submission to the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence. The association claims the blatant abuse of the traditional knowledge and expressions of culture have resulted in the loss of huge potential revenue and income to both traditional knowledge owners and the government as well. Chair Ermasi Tamanisau says this has deprived the traditional knowledge owners of revenue that is rightly due to them. Tamanisau gave an example of the giant pharmaceutical corporations who, under the guise of academic research, have stolen the ancient health benefit knowledge of Yangona and registered their patents on Kava lactones.
Big farmers, pharmaceuticals and other foreign interests have come into Fiji, basically stolen the knowledge of our people on the medical benefits of Yangona. And they have patented the what is called the Kava lactones, and they're reaping millions over the years.
The United Nations has warned its aid agencies don't have the resources to fight the famine and a suspect surge in coronavirus deaths in Yemen. 5 years of conflict have left the medical system devastated, and with very limited testing, the COVID-19 is going unchecked. Up ahead, follow return to play protocol, Sports Commission warns, and Maroons have faith in 2019 squad.
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
Sporting bodies that do not comply with the new norms or return to play protocols will be stopped from holding any form of competition. This has been revealed by National Sports Commission Chair Peter Maisie after 14 more sports were accredited yesterday. Maisie says all sporting bodies and affiliated clubs are expected to strictly comply with the protocols when planning and holding competitions.
Yes, it will have to be stopped, but we would be just requesting the sporting body to stop it until they organise themselves.
The Lautoka rugby side will be banking on the same squad as last year to see it through this year's Skipper Cup competition. The Maroons last played in the Skipper Cup in 2015 and knows how tough the teams will be. Match fitness has been the main area of focus. Lautoka's first match will be against Naitasiri on the 25th of this month.
Trust in this place. They're the same place from last year, and we're just trying to adapt on the system that we have put in place. We're not taking them out or giving in new structures of game. We're just trying to perfect what it's been done from last year.
Crusaders coach Scott Robertson has made a surprise selection for tomorrow's top-of-the-table clash with the Blues, dropping outside back sensation Will Jordan to the bench. While Blues coach Leon McDonald resisted in naming Dan Carter in his side, it takes nothing away from the hype that's building for the match. Winger Matt Ikuvalu became the first Roosters player to score 5 tries in a match since 1955. Ikuvalu was a late call-up to replace Brett Morris, and he didn't disappoint in last night's 42-16 win over the Cowboys. A weakening trough of low pressure will continue to affect parts of the country until later today. Forecast for tomorrow, cloudy periods with brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. And that's your FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Fight fake news by getting the facts from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital news on fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.